Hey guys, hope everyone's doing good. I want to say thanks to everyone who's hit the subscribe button. Picked up quite a few subscribers lately, and I appreciate everyone clicking the button and following along. So I'm out here working on the car. There's a race coming up in 2 days that I want to try and get ready to go to. And I haven't really done a lot to the car, but in the background, I've been looking at all of my data logs from the last time out. I've been watching the videos of the car. Watching the videos, it's really hitting the tire pretty hard, maybe almost too hard. It's not picking the front end up though. I haven't seen any air under the front tires at all this year. It's still fairly new into this setup, being like 400 pounds lighter. Only got, I think, 4 or 5 passes on it. And just with those 4 or 5 passes, what I'm seeing already is the car's still not 60 footing a whole lot better. I know there's still potential on the table. I haven't messed with the suspension very much. I only really made a few front shock adjustments and stuff. I really wanted to dive a little deeper into why the car is struggling to 60 foot. It's planting the tire pretty hard, and I'm adding power in it for the first part of the run, and it's just really not responding to it. So looking over the data logs, and they all seem to be like the same. When it's on the brake right here, that's my target boost. This is my actual boost. That's dome pressure. So I'm targeting like 2.5 PSI. And it's getting to about 2 PSI, and then it's actually cutting back the dome pressure for some reason. I've really been thinking for the last little while that at that RPM, the turbo is just not spooling. And I've done a couple things to try and get it to spool, and it always just seems to end up being the same. If it does build a little more boost on the brake, it doesn't really respond quickly after that right away. And I thought it was mostly due with the size of the turbo. I've got rather large size hot side piping and headers. So I've really been thinking it's just a problem with my combination. I got thinking about it a little harder, and last year at the beginning of the year, I changed my wastegate springs. I had some like 3 to 4 PSI springs in it. I took them out. I added in some, I think they were like Mikuni carburetor slide springs, and they're super light, and it'll build like 1 PSI in the brake. It really needs that dome pressure to build anything. So I got looking at my map and dome pressure table, and this was something that I messed up really bad on like 2 years ago, but I had a pretty decent table for the spring that I had before. But when I changed the spring, I didn't have the brains to think that I had to change this table. And the first thing I noticed was this activation threshold at 5 PSI. And if I read everything in the Holley correctly, it's not really going to start doing a whole lot until 5 PSI because it doesn't want to get in the way of the spring that's in the wastegate. So this should be set basically at the setting of your wastegate spring. And the other thing I noticed, so this is basically right where I was looking at on the data log, and my table is only calling for like just over a pound of dome pressure to build the target boost of 2.7 ish in the table, right? So tonight I got the car fired up and I made some changes to this table. Basically, I changed this to 2 PSI, which I think is roughly what my wastegate springs are capable of building on the brake. And I also added basically below, everything up here seems good. When the RPM gets up, it really seems to be very close to these numbers. But what I did was I added, I think it was 1% I added to everything below 5.3 PSI target boost. So you can see that now in the exact same spot, it's calling for about 2.5 pounds of dome pressure to build basically 2.5 pounds of boost. So I got it running, and here's what I got. and it's spooled every time to pretty much exactly what I put in my target boost. It'll definitely build more boost on the brake, and hopefully it'll respond. Now I got to make a decision on if I'm going to change the traction bars and the shock settings and stuff to take that additional power that it's going to have now. I've really got to get some power in this thing for the first like 2 seconds of the run. I can really put down some power once I get it rolling, but those first 2 seconds of the run is really what's slowing the car down, I think. And I'm hoping that's going to do something for us. So I'm probably going to make a decision here tonight what I'm going to do with traction bars, and I'll make another video just to show you guys what I've got going on back there with the traction bars. I've made some modifications to them to really get it to hit the tire. And it actually works really good. It's hitting the tire super hard, and I'm really not leaving with any power. Now hopefully I can leave with some power and tighten up the suspension and get it to take it. So thanks for watching, guys. I know it's just another boring video probably, but you don't know what you don't know, right? So I'm just trying to figure it out. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. Throw a comment up there if you got them. And have a good one, guys.